Well, just as we expected, Doctor Who ratings have crashed even further. And this series is not really living up to the hype that a lot of people had hoped for. Because Russell T Davies was coming back to save Doctor Who. Little did we know that with the injection of the Disney money came the absence of responsibility for doing something positive with a property that's been essentially run into the ground. Russell T Davies, you should be ashamed of yourself. Well, actually, it sounds like you don't care. Anyway, let's jump into the story because it's, unbelievable to me. That's right. The Doctor Who boom overnight ratings have been revealed, and we're going to talk about them. But first, a quick reminder. As you can see down below, I sponsor myself at beachpunk.us. My new website's on the way, and it'll also have some exclusive merchandise just for CultureCasino. But for now, check out beachpunk.us and get all kinds of gear. Whether it be winter or summer, we've got you covered. Let's jump into the ridiculousness that is, Doctor Who. My goodness. As you can see here, we're coming from the TVZoneUK.com, and you can see the story. The ratings are revealed. Boom stars Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson as the Doctor and Ruby. They're also returning, is Susan Twist playing Ambulance. Ambulance. Yeah, because we're on a war planet. And, this is the return of Stephen Moffat. You would expect a lot more from Moffat, but guess what? Your expectations will be subverted. Scrolling down, it says all the things that you would like or don't like about any of this, but the weekend's episode saw caught in the middle of a devastating war on Castarian 3, the Doctor is trapped when he steps on a landmine. That's right. Boom was watched by 2.04 million people from 6:50 p.m. British Standard Time on BBC One. The figure doesn't include those who watched the midnight release the previous day on BBC's iPlayer. That was the 18 hours leading up to the BBC One showing. And, of course, it doesn't count the people who watched on devices, which really they're trying to sell as the reason that there's a difference in the ratings, and we'll get to that in a moment. But, of course, you and I both know that's complete hogwash because they didn't used to make such a fuss about it when the iPlayer had the episodes on before, so it's not like the iPlayer is new. No, what's new is the lack of interest, the complete apathy of the audience. And, it's fine. You can certainly check out all of these things for yourself. Again, this is over there on the TVZoneUK.com if you want to read through the article yourself. But these are not good things. If you look at the actual ratings, they're declining, which was the whole point of this thumbnail right down here. It's showing you the decline. And yes, there's quite a bit of decline. Episode 1, 2.6 million. Episode 2, which aired the same night as Episode 1, lost 200,000 people between episodes. And Episode 3, 2.04 million. Nearly 400,000 people checked out of the show. Now, mind you, they're doing, a +7. So we'll get those numbers here maybe later this week. And then we get a +7 TV +4 screen or any of the other places that you can get it. None of these numbers have come out yet. They won't impress. They will probably also be substantially embellished. I'm not sure anybody's terribly excited to see things. And as you can see, what better did you have to do at 6:50 p.m. British Standard Time than watch Doctor Who? Oh, probably walk your dog, touch grass, do some laundry. There's probably a lot of other things you would choose to do, and a lot of people did choose to walk away from Doctor Who. The question is, will this number be down to under 2 million for Episode 4? My guess is probably. But we're not done because we're going to look at statistics, the history of Doctor Who overall. That's right. This show started all the way back in 1963. And as you can see here, you have 6 total episodes for 2 hours and 24 minutes of watch time. Guess what? The average rating for the premiere season all the way back in 1963, at a time when not everyone had a television, at a time when, there were far fewer people in the UK, it managed 6.15 million on average. And it went up dramatically over those 6 episodes. In 1964, there were 45 episodes. Do you remember the grand old times when you had tons of television episodes? So you had 18 hours, 25 minutes of view time. And they averaged 8.8 million. Again, at a time when there were fewer televisions and fewer people in the UK. Those are huge numbers. By the time we get to 1976, you can see 8 hours, 56 minutes of total watch time, right? 22 total episodes, 10.6 million people on average were watching. And it goes on and on. Of course, there were lulls and things where you had substantial, fall off. In fact, you look at 1989 with 15 episodes, you had 6.33 minutes, and you had 4.31 million people watching. One of the lowest rated years since the series began. That's pretty good, though, compared to today. We'll get back to today just one more time as we move forward. In 96, you had an interesting special that came out. It was an hour and a half or an hour and 24 minutes long. One episode was viewed by 9.08 million. And then the glorious return, well, at least it was then, by Russell T. Davies to the series with 14 episodes averaging 8 million. Wow. And as he and Moffat wrote the following couple of years of television, they stayed respectable, 7.8 million people tuning in. And then things ramped up into year 2009 with 3 episodes, only 3 hours at 10.7 million on average. Pretty great numbers there. But, of course, we come to 2018, the last probably decent year of Who. 10 episodes, 8 hours, 25 minutes, 7.96. Nearly 8 million people watching. And here goes the ratings. 2020. By the way, the iPlayer exists, I believe, in 2020. 10 episodes, 8 hours, 51 minutes, 5.4 million. 2021. 7 episodes, 6 hours, 35 minutes, 5.16. 2023. 4 total episodes. Oof. Yucks. Yucks. 3 hours, 47 minutes for 7.27 million. And so far in 2024, 2 hours, 20 minutes of viewing time, 2.34 million average. And that's only because of the initial lead-in, of the first 2 episodes. Absolutely insane. Anyway, just some comparative numbers there. Now, Radio Times writes an article that I think is, biased because it's Radio Times. But Doctor Who ratings revealed for Stephen Moffat's return. Boom. Yes, boom. As in a bomb. I agree. The episode was first released on BBC iPlayer at midnight. Why did they do that? Because it's new? Well, iPlayers existed for a long time. People watch things on iPlayer. All of that I understand. But what does it mean? Not much. The overnight ratings for Doctor Who's new episode Boom, penned by former showrunner Stephen Moffat, have revealed Boom had an overnight audience of 2.04 million, as we talked about before. And here's where the narrative begins. Of course, that figure isn't the full story. Okay, you can go read their spin if you click on that link. As it does not include those who watched on BBC iPlayer in the hours leading up to the episode airing on BBC One. The spin is real, y'all. The season is the first that sees Doctor Who episodes being released at midnight on BBC iPlayer. Again, a way for them to navigate you away from what's really happening. And even if you add 1 million to each of these totals, as you can see down here in the thumbnail, it's still pathetic. Pathetic. By the way, savvy folks around the world can access the iPlayer and view episodes as well. You can also watch it many other ways if you choose to, but I don't know that people are opting to. And we won't know anything as embellished as it will be until probably later this week or even next week, because they are dragging their heels on releasing the numbers from the iPlayer. Of course they are. So they're saying Boom was available to watch for almost a full 19 hours before airing on BBC One at 6:50 p.m. And again, while technically correct, how many people do you think stayed up British Standard Time to watch the show? Not that many. So an updated figure, including viewers who watched on iPlayer, will be released after 7 days. I haven't seen updated ratings for the first 2 episodes yet. Again, there's that. Now, on the same night, this is where things fall apart. Britain's Got Talent had an overnight audience of 4.1 million. And the 1% Club received 3.5 million. Doctor Who was the most watched program of the day for the BBC. Wow, the BBC's dying, is it? Because that's the way I read that. Overnight ratings for Boone have taken a dip after season's launch, which saw 2.6 tune in for episode 1 and 2.4 tune in for episode 2. No iPlayer numbers yet. Moffat's return has proven popular among fans, really, with many praising the tense episode, which saw Ncuti Gatwa accidentally step on a landmine, forced to figure out how to save himself and the entire planet, all without moving a muscle. Wop, wop. Yep. And the episode also unexpectedly introduced season 15 companion Virata Sethu. I don't know how to say her name. I don't care. A whole year early, as she took on the role of Anglican Marine Mundy Flynn. All right. Well, there's your new companion, folks, right here. Russell T. Davies confirmed that the end of Mundy Flynn's story. So that's it. So Virata returns next year. Okay, fine. As for whether Moffat will return again, he suggested the Christmas episode will be his last, but has said that for a reason that will become apparent, he's cast an eye over the season 15 finale script. Well, maybe that'll be the second and last season of Disney Doctor Who. I don't know. All I know is that this show not only was in trouble going into this year, it seems to be an abject failure leaving this year, at least so far. I don't expect it to improve. The question is, do you? In fact, I've got a lot of questions for the audience. Is Doctor Who recoverable, or is it beyond repair? Is the audience apathy a sign of, an absolutely failed product or project or, I guess, formerly beloved franchise at this point? And I'm curious, when did you stop watching Doctor Who? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. I truly appreciate it. I try to get back with a whole lot of the comments. We've been doing very well with Doctor Who videos of late. And I imagine there'll be even more commentary, after this one is released. So I'll try to get to them all. If I don't, please don't be offended. I appreciate your contributions in driving the channel forward and all the episodes. And with that said, double check that you're still subscribed, because YouTube has been doing some funny things lately when it comes to subscribers on my channel in my pursuit of 25K. So if you're not subscribed, like the 60% of people who watch my videos, turn that little red subscribe button to gray. I would truly appreciate it. On that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, hit the thumbs up on the way out. See ya!